All right, what's going on? Welcome to Marketing Stream. I'm Jason Pantana, the host of this live show, this live Q&A, and I got a few of you watching right now, and I got a lot of fun stuff lined up for us today. So if you're watching, whether it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever you're watching, sorry, there's music going on in the background. Whether you're watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, just drop me a comment. I see Ellie is watching on LinkedIn. What's going on, Ellie? And good day, good morning, good afternoon to everybody watching. A lot of fun stuff lined up. We're going to talk quite a bit about YouTube today, and I also intend on getting pretty technical today about how to determine your budgeting when you're running ads on, specifically on Facebook and Instagram. So we'll dive into that. What's going on? What's going on, Sharon? Watching on YouTube, how are you today? Hope you're doing well. Hey, by the way, if you're not connected to me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, I've got all my handles and accounts listed across the bottom. I'd love to connect there. In case you're wondering how I kind of source the questions for this show, the way it typically goes. What's going on, Mike Riches? This dude's the man. Crushing in Delaware. Good to see you, Mike. Normally, here's how I source the questions. I post a story on Instagram, typically on a Monday, and I just ask for questions through the stories. And then usually if there's time left over, we'll dive into questions right here in the chat. So by all means, if you have a question, anything goes, like marketing, whatever you want to talk about. I always have an opinion. I can chat about something or another. But I'd love to see if I can be useful or strategic concerning your marketing. So drop it in the chat. And so on and so forth. What's going on, Michael, on YouTube? I like this. I got some folks watching on YouTube today. It's fun stuff. I actually thought about putting the show on YouTube alone just to try to drive more viewership there, but it seems to be happening. All right. Enough said. Let's dive into the session. So let me turn this thing across the bottom off, and let's put the first question up. Here we go. First one up. What is a realistic budget for YouTube and Facebook to get a viable listing lead, one that's middle of funnel? That was one of the questions that was put in on our Instagram stories. So I'll read it again just for my own sake. What's a realistic budget for YouTube and Facebook to get a viable listing lead, one that's middle of funnel? So I guess for starters, for those watching, let's explain middle of funnel. So the traditional digital whatever sales funnel, it's also called the customer journey, is top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. So imagine kind of a triangle, an upside down triangle, top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. And the idea is that middle of funnel is middle of the road in terms of intent. What a sales funnel or a customer journey map does is it tries to basically show like the personification of, hey, you got lots of leads, or the ability to generate leads is highest at the top of the funnel, but they're also the lowest intent. So intent, as it matures, as it grows, theoretically the cost per leads go up, which means you get fewer leads because now we're getting down to the point where somebody's willing to transact, they're ready to roll. So top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, it's usually called awareness, consideration, decision. Those are the 3 stages of the funnel. Awareness meaning somebody's open to the possibility in real estate of buying or selling. But the reality is you could be buying fast food or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what your purchase decision is, what it is you're buying. You'll go through those 3 stages. Awareness is, I'm thinking about getting some lunch if you're doing fast food or whatever. Consideration is, what's around me? What are my options? So that's characteristically like when you do your analysis of who's the best agent. I'm switching to a real estate scenario now. Who's the best agent? Do I want to live in a single family or a condo? This neighborhood or that neighborhood? What's my purchasing power look like? Consideration is when you do all the research to figure out what are my options? What am I planning to do? So the intent is shifted from top of funnel. Awareness is, I'm open to the possibility. I'm thinking about it. I'm not committed to it. Middle of funnel is, I'm doing something. I need to do my analysis. Bottom of funnel is, I've done my analysis. I've got my eyes out. I'm ready to roll. I'm just looking for the right one to buy. And I'm describing buyers, but the same truth exists for sellers. And I do see the part here where it's talking about listing leads, specifically sellers. But for starters, every single buyer or seller of any product or service anywhere goes through those 3 stages. It just could be that if I'm buying a stick of gum, I may go through those 3 stages, like super fast. However, if I'm buying a house, it could be up to a 2-year cycle. If I'm buying like a second or third home, it could be 3, 4, 5 years. So anybody watching who's in real estate, which is typically who I talk to, the sales funnel, the period of maturing for a lead can be 2 years on average from the moment they start thinking about it. Now that doesn't mean that's like if they come from Zillow or whatever that they're going to take that long. It would depend. So middle of funnel is consideration. When we teach our Marketing Edge seminar, which is the seminar I lead for Tom Ferry, we call it walking, jogging, running. So it's top, middle, bottom of funnel, walking, jogging, running, which is basically to say like, where's this person at? So you're asking about how do I get middle of funnel leads, meaning they're in the consideration set, which is, by the way, not typical for Facebook. There's a whole lot to unpack to kind of answer this question here. So bear with me, guys. If you're a lead, like let's pretend you're doing Facebook versus Google. Why does Facebook typically have a higher intent lead, I-N-T-E-N-T, intent? Why does Google typically produce higher intent leads than, say, Facebook? And the answer is characteristically because Facebook, it's like, hey, DJ, play me my favorite songs. I'm going to scroll through the news feed, right? I'm just scrolling through to see what's there. I didn't ask, like if I see an ad, I didn't necessarily ask to see that ad. It was shown to me. Now I may be being targeted, or even better yet, retargeted, which if I'm being retargeted, there's prior evidence of my interest, therefore there could be higher intent, but I didn't ask to see the ad. Versus on Google, it's typically triggered by a keyword search, so I might type in homes for sale in Nashville, and I search it, which means literally I tripped the wire, and I went looking for the ad. So middle of funnel is typically not associated with Facebook. However, in a retargeting set, it could be. I'll talk about it could also be a lead format where you ask more questions. Because the more questions you ask, you're going to weed people out who are less interested when they fill out your form, and therefore the intent theoretically goes up. YouTube, let's talk about that one first for a quick second. If you want to run an ad on YouTube, you got a couple of options. You can do what's called an in-stream ad, and in-stream has some subtypes. So like it could be in-stream ads are those pre-roll ads, like you're watching a video on YouTube, and then before you can watch your video, there's a video that plays before it. It's an advertisement. And you have what are called skippable in-stream ads, which are the ones where after 5 seconds you can click the skip ad button. There are what are called non-skippable in-stream ads, which can be 15 to 30 seconds long, somewhere in that vein. And they're non-skippable, they cost a lot more money. And then also very common is bumper ads. Bumper ads are 6 seconds, you cannot skip them. So like you might see, I think Liberty Mutual does these all the time, or at least I see them all the time. The 6 seconds, and then you can't skip it, and then your video plays. Those are all under the in-stream, meaning they play in the stream that you're viewing, right? Those are ads on YouTube, and they're typically, like, let's be candid, they're interruption-based. They're interrupting people from watching what they want to watch. I actually like them, but I want to be very candid. They're interrupting you and hoping to get your attention and to distract you from doing the thing you're planning to do, which is the video you're looking to watch. Then there's the other type of ad on YouTube, which is called a video discovery ad. And maybe we can dig into those in a little bit. We'll see how time goes. I may circle back to this question and talk about YouTube. I guess what I want to make clear right now is I would not characteristically think of YouTube ads as, to me, video discovery ads are the way to go. And what that means is, like, let me just share my screen. I have some stuff open, I think. I'm thinking, let's do it like, make it look like this. All right, so there's my screen. I'm sorry, you're looking at Stream Deck. Here I am, I'm on YouTube, and I'm gonna just do a search for real estate. Let's try investing and just see what we get. I wanna see, oh, I triggered one, perfect. So look, see that ad right there? I think you guys are seeing my screen, right? Did I share my screen? Let me go back and make sure you actually see my screen. Yeah, you do. Can you give me a comment? Somebody confirm that they're seeing my screen, if you wouldn't mind, please. I think you are. I'm just going to go with it. Okay, so here I am. I triggered an ad. I searched real estate investing, and a couple of things I like about this. So we're talking about middle of funnel, which means they're on the consideration set. There's an intent. It's not by accident. It's not by chance that they found my ad, which is partly why I like these YouTube discovery ads, because there's generally a keyword-based search that somebody's conducting that triggers my ad. So let me try to get out of the way. And then it says ad. Now, it doesn't auto-play. It's not in stream. It puts it at the top of the list in my search results as an ad for me to watch the video. It's called a video discovery ad. So like, for example, if I go into my, I'm going to do this now because we're here. If I go into my Google ads, which is where I would run my YouTube ads from, I'm going to click campaigns, new campaign. Here I am in the dispatch. Let me clear this thing out. All right, so this is telling me like, what's my goal? What would make this thing meaningful to me? I just want to go back because I'm not seeing the screen I normally see. You do see it? Great. Okay, so I'm in dispatch. What do I want to get? I'm going to go ahead and say, I could say leads. I'm going to just go for no goal right now. No goal, just I want to keep a clean slate. And we're going to do a video ad, which is YouTube. And I'm going to do a custom video. Yep, I like that. Okay, so I'm choosing these things. All I'm doing is just getting set up to tell Google. I'm in the Google Ads platform. I'm just telling Google, hey, I want to do a no goal because I just want a clean slate in terms of how I run this ad. Video, which is YouTube. This is dispatch. I'm just saying, hey, Google, I want to do a YouTube ad. That's pretty much all it is. Click continue. We now leave dispatch and we come into the actual ad section. So let's go into this real quick. It's a video campaign. I'm going to call this thing Marketing Stream 826. The bidding strategy is set for a maximum cost per view. I'll leave that alone. Campaign total. So I'll see my performance once I satisfy these conditions. So they'll start giving me estimated performance, which is how we choose a budget, by the way. Once I give them what is my budget, so I got to tinker with that to figure it out. What's the end date of this ad? What's my bid strategy, or rather my bid that what bid am I going to give, my max bid? I got to give them the YouTube video and the video ad format. Okay, so let's satisfy these things so we can use the estimates to then try to figure out what's a reasonable, like let it go up and down and figure out what's a good budget for us. And again, just to be clear, there's two types of ads on YouTube. There's the interruption-styled in-stream ads, and then there's the video discovery. If you're going after middle of funnel listing leads, I think you're better served to do video discovery, one, because it's not interruption-based, and two, because it's probably triggered by keywords, which means there's higher intent to watch that video, okay? So here I am. Let's see. Campaign total, let's just put down 10 bucks. Make it easy. It's going to start on the 26th, which is today. It probably won't get approved today. And I'll just run it through the end of the week. I know that's a lousy $3.33. That's lousy, but just roll with me. Networks. Here we go. I'm going to turn off. I want to be in the YouTube search results, YouTube videos. Ads can appear on YouTube videos, channel pages, and the YouTube homepage. You can use in-stream and video discovery ads. I don't want that. If I'm going after middle of funnel, I want the intent. So I definitely don't want the video partners on the display network because this will probably burn my budget up, especially if I do any kind of audiences here, which I'll get to in a second. Who am I going to target? Let's pretend that we're actually trying to go after like real estate in, say, for instance, Nashville. So I'll just choose Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to target the DMA. DMA stands for a designated market area. It's basically Greater Nashville. So I'll just target that area. I'll leave languages alone. All languages is fine. Inventory type, exclude. Let's actually do some, leave standard inventory is fine. This is where you tell it, like, I don't want I'm not going to bother, but this isn't going to matter because it's video discovery. Content exclusions is typically where you would tell it, like, hey, don't play my videos in front of videos that are about topics that are maybe risque or something like that. And then let me just kind of roll back over here to make sure y'all are doing okay. All right. All right, I see y'all's questions, by the way. I'll get to those here at the end. Okay, let me keep going. I can name the ad group. Actually, let's see what additional settings look like. Devices. All right, we're okay here. Ad group, I can name it again, marketing stream 826. So what have I got so far? I've got a campaign, marketing stream 826. I'm setting my bid and my budget, what networks I wanted to appear on, where the locations of the people who are going to see the videos are. Now we're getting into like ad group, meaning who am I targeting? Demographics, audiences. I don't want to do this in too much depth, but you know what you could do is I could browse and I could look for intent. So by the way, this will help you out. So there's a difference here. Affinity and interest. Look at that keyword, interest, versus what are they actively researching or planning? In market, custom intent. That's a good word right there because intent is greater than interest. So I'm going to go after this audience group here. And let's look and see what in-market audiences YouTube, or rather Google, can give to me. Real estate. Moving and relocation? What have you got for me there? Yeah. Get rid of that. Residential properties. For sale. Houses for sale. So I could target them based upon their searching for homes. I'd be okay with that because chances are if they're selling a home, they're also looking for a home. There is one in here, like let's look for life events. I thought there was one in here. Job change, marriage, moving. There it is, moving. Moving soon. Okay, great. So now let's just use that as an example. I like that. So here's how we've got so far. I got my campaign. We're doing a maximum cost per view bid strategy. I'm spending $10 for a 3-day period of time. 3 days is a little bit narrow, admittedly. I've turned off everything except for YouTube search results. I want the highest intent. I'm targeting Nashville, Tennessee, Greater Nashville, that is, the DMA, designated market area. All languages. I'm not going to worry about content exclusions, though you might want to. Ad group so far consists of people who are moving soon. Keywords. This would be interesting too. So like let's do, so it says choose terms related to your products or services or target relevant content. So I could do, let's just see what it gives us. Real estate, sale. Sales, house sale, selling a home. Let's see what they give us here. How to sell homes. I don't really have a lot of time to do a whole bunch of research here, so maybe we go back over to YouTube. You can actually use it, and I could say real estate. I could say like Nashville real estate. Let's just see what the auto-populated terms are. Not a lot to go off of. Hilltop luxury, my first year in real estate. That'd be interesting. Selling during COVID. That'd be interesting. Let's go back over here. I'm just going to say selling my home. Actually, I'm going to give you the option, guys. You could do keywords, meaning it is, in fact, what they search. Because, like, think about what I've done here so far. Right now, what you search in YouTube up here doesn't really matter when it triggers my ad. So far, what I've told Google, all that matters is, are you in my audience? Meaning, does Google have knowledge that you're looking to sell? And are you in my little Nashville zone that I've targeted out? That's all that it's looking for right now. So you can leave it like that, or you could try to find some keywords. But know that when it says keywords, it's specifically looking for keywords they search in Google. I'm sorry, in YouTube. So I'm going to leave that one blank. And we can go down here. Let's leave that alone. Bidding. So this is looking for me to satisfy bid. What is my maximum cost per view bid? I'm just going to say if I'm spending $10 a day, I'm going to say I'm not going to spend more than 50 cents and just see what that does for me. All right, so I've established that last thing, your YouTube video. So let's pretend that this is my YouTube video for kicks and giggles. Let's view it on YouTube. Go. Here it comes. I'm going to grab that link. So I'm going to share it, copy, Okay, let's go back to where I was. And I'm gonna just paste that link right there. All right, so it found that video. It's gonna be a video discovery ad just like that. It's got the thumbnail built into it. I would add the headline, the description, yada, yada, yada. Here's what it's gonna look like in mobile. Here's what it looks like on desktop. And now what they're telling me is I should expect, based upon my budget, which was $10 over the course of 3 days with a maximum cost per view bid of 50 cents, meaning I don't wanna spend more than on average 50 cents to get one view, which was sort of arbitrary. What it's telling me is my max is way high, because it's on average expecting to get views for between 3 and 8 cents, which is pretty good. The budget, it'll use up 95% to 100% of my budget, which means it's probably a good, healthy ad. I know my video actually has nothing to do with the topic. It was just random. It's expecting to get 170 to 420 views and about 8,000 to almost 20,000 impressions on the video, meaning they saw it, but they didn't click it open and watch it. All right, so what I would say, let's just kind of recap that real fast. Let me go back to my screens. Let's take this off. So let me recap that real quick. What we're saying is, as far as YouTube goes, you want to know like how to get YouTube. One, video discovery is what we want to go after because I want to go after their search. I don't want to interrupt them per se, though you could. So that's how we do YouTube. And then as far as actually getting bidding for it, as far as that's concerned, I would use their estimates and just figure out, do I like the numbers? Because it'll predict, hey, what are my weekly estimates? It'll predict it. And if you like it or don't like it, that's all there is to it. All right, let's see. That was kind of a random training. I feel like I could probably do better on that training, so I may circle back to it, but just in the interest of time, I'm gonna jump over to Facebook, because you said about YouTube and Facebook. How do I get a viable listing lead? We already talked about middle of funnel and what that is and intent and those kinds of fun goodies. So let me get my screen share back over here and let's jump over to, where are we at? YouTube, or sorry, Facebook. This is not the first training I've done today. My brain's kind of, I've been through a lot of coaching today. I'm inside the Facebook Ads Manager. You already have one. If you have a business page, go to facebook.com/ads manager. That's your Facebook Ads Manager. This is what theirs looks like. I'm using my fake Pantana Realty Group page right now for pretend. The question is, how do I get listing leads? Middle of funnel listing leads, meaning there's some intent. They're not just kicking tires, which by the way is a characteristic of Facebook. Facebook is typically more or less top of funnel leads because it's, hey DJ, show me my favorite ad. In other words, I'm not seeking your ad out per se. Now, some of you are like, well, Jason, in the YouTube one you just did, they weren't either because you didn't actually do it based upon keywords. Yeah, you're right. I didn't. I actually did it based upon an audience overlay of moving soon or either whichever audience I chose. Don't even remember. So here I am. I'm inside the Facebook Ads Manager. We do this almost every week. We do Marketing Stream. There's 3 sections to the Ads Manager: the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ad level. Campaign is where I tell them, here's what I want, my goals. I tell Facebook. Ad sets where I say, here's who we're going to target and how much I want to spend to target them. We're going to spend our time there. And then the ad itself is the creative. It's the text, it's the photos or videos, and the links and all that kind of stuff. First things first, there's going to be a housing ad. So we're going to specify that it's housing here for North American folks. Then we're going to say, let's choose an objective. I want intent. So let's just pretend I'm going to do a lead form, okay? So I'm going to choose lead generation because you said you want a middle of funnel lead. And let's review our options real quick. So we have awareness, consideration, conversion. That sounds familiar, right? Top of funnel, middle of funnel, which means we're probably hanging out here, only we're not. And then conversion, or sometimes called decision, is bottom of funnel. Let's break down what some of these goals, these marketing objectives mean. Brand awareness and reach, meh. Traffic means I want you to click the button and go to my website or my landing page. I like that. Engagement means I want you to like my post, watch my video, view, heart, like, comment, that kind of stuff. App installs doesn't matter for us. Video view, unless you're installing apps. Video views means it's a specific type of engagement. I specifically I want you to watch my video, and I can even specify down the road how much of my video to watch, but that's not really what we're after right now. Lead generation, and I just want to kind of keep an eye on our comments. I need to make this screen smaller so I can jump around easier. You guys doing okay in there? All right, good. At least I didn't see any bad news, so I assume we're doing okay. Let's get back to my ads manager. Where was I at? Lead generation is a lead form. So what that means is literally if somebody clicks the learn more button or the sign up button on the ad itself, a little instant form, it's called an instant form, will pop up on the screen right in front of them, and it will auto-populate their name, their email, their phone number, and whatever credentials I ask for. And it will auto-populate with whatever login information that's supplied to Facebook when they set up their account. So like in other words, if I open up your form, it would say Jason, Pantana, my email, my phone number based upon what I've given to Facebook. Now you can ask more questions. Here's the we'll get to that in a second, because that's how we're going to actually flush out the looky-loos, and we're going to go after higher intent leads. Then there's messages. That's pretty good too. They can send a message to me. I like that one. Then there's conversions. This one's awesome. Only conversions means it's kind of like traffic. Traffic is optimized for, I want them to click the button and go to my website or my landing page. But then after that, like Facebook washes their hands of it. Their job was just to get them off Facebook and onto your website. Conversions is when I actually go and I install my Facebook pixel on my website and I build what's called a custom conversion. I would go over here to my little tools and I would choose Events Manager, because it's a specific event that occurs on my website. What's the event? They've filled out a form or something like that, and I would build what's called a custom conversion. That's a little technical, and I don't really want to go there today. However, I would tell you that most advanced marketers on Facebook tend to hang out in this one right here, conversions. We, however, will do lead generation, at least first. We're going to try lead gen first. So let's do that. I'm going to scroll down. I'm not going to bother naming it. We're not going to do an A/B test. I'm not going to do a campaign budget optimization. A, because I'm not really a fan. B, because there's no budget to optimize across multiple ad sets. I'm only going to do one. So let's continue. Now we're in the ad set level. Here at the ad set level, it's confirming the Facebook page. This is going to be a Facebook ad only. It really won't run on Instagram. I have to accept their terms of lead forms. Fine. I've got my estimates over here right now. So far, it's expecting 15 to 42 leads a day. So these are estimated daily results versus back when we were on Google running for YouTube, it was estimated campaign. Normally it's weekly estimates, but since my campaign was only 3 days, it just took the word weekly out and just said for the full campaign. But it's typically a weekly estimate on Google, which includes YouTube, and on Facebook, it's a daily estimate. But that's going to be based upon a budget that I haven't really set yet. So we'll confirm that in a second. As far as targeting, let's go ahead and narrow this down. Let's just see what we get if we go to Nashville. We got the 15-mile radius to deal with. I'll just do Greater Nashville. I'm okay with that. DMA stands for Designated Market Area. It's expecting still 6 to 18 leads a day generated, targeting people who live in or recently are in that location. I could make it just living in, which would imply they maybe own something. You could even do a little bit of overlay here as far as interests go, but you're limited in your options. You could say Zillow is an interest, but it's harder to target folks who are selling because you're so locked down because of the special ad category. So let's just leave that alone. I'm going to leave placements on automatic. What that means is, where does Facebook have the right to show my ad? If I went to manual, like these are all the places it may show my ad, like Facebook, Instagram, whatever. It probably won't go on Instagram. Because in fact, it won't. It shouldn't, because it's a lead form. I'm going to leave it on automatic regardless. Here we go. This is where we get to the budget part. So this is what you've been waiting for. It's set for a daily budget. Normally I do a lifetime budget, and I'll fix it in a second, but for the sake of math, we're going to keep it daily. So for 20 bucks, let's just leave it at 20 bucks a day. What happens if I do 10? So it takes me down to 2 to 13 leads, which, let's do some math. It's predicting a minimum of 2 leads for 10 bucks, which means the maximum cost per lead is $5. Do the math in your head. This is how we set an estimate. You use the estimate. This is how you set a budget. You use the estimates. I'm spending 10 bucks a day, and it's predicting a minimum of 2 leads a day. That means $5 a lead minimum. 13 is excellent. That means I'm doing it under $1 a lead, which is excellent results. So I'm going to leave it at 10 bucks a day. However, let's do one more thing. You can use this cost control to try to figure out, well, that's quite a range in terms of my cost per lead. What do I think it really is? And so I can set an average cost cap, a max right here. And I might say, let's say $2.50. And let's just see, it didn't affect my results. Let's say $1.50. Okay, there it affects my results. It goes down to under 10. So we know I'm probably paying more than $1.50 for leads. Let's see what happens if I do $2. It goes back up. So I'm probably going to pay around $2 a lead is the way we figure this out. So like if I'm paying $2 a lead, these are seller leads. Okay, let's go $50 a day. What do I get? Now I'm going to a minimum of 6 leads, right? Does it scale up? So you just do the math and figure out, what do I want? What do I want? I'm going to take it back down to 10. I never leave the cost control in there. I always take it out. I use it just to figure out where I think I'm actually going to pay to try to work the system. I never leave it in there, and here's why. On the first day of your ad campaign, there's a learning phase that Facebook's going to go through with the ads. And the learning phase is where Facebook's trying to figure out, how do I win? How do I get this person leads based upon the content and who's clicking? And their learning algorithm is really working hard. If I restrict their budget on the first day and say, you can't spend more than $2 on a lead, I'm actually inhibiting their ability to move and find their space, find their groove. So I want to stay out of their way because that first 24 hours is a learning phase and let them figure it out. If after 24 hours it's horrible, then maybe I'll go in and adjust it or fix the ad or whatever. But chances are, if they can't figure it out in 24 hours, they'll probably just stop using my budget because they're not happy either. I will change this to a lifetime budget. I'm not going to do it now, but normally I would change this to a lifetime budget only because if you ran the ad you should run it for at least 4 days. So let's say I'm running the ad for 5 days. If I ran it for 5 days, knowing the first day was basically a learning phase, I ran it for 5 days, and let's just pretend that Facebook knows Wednesdays pay out and Thursdays are lousy. I don't want to limit Facebook to have to spend the same amount of money on both Wednesday and Thursday when it knows Thursday, by comparison to Wednesday, is lacking. I'd rather say, Facebook, you have the freedom to spend more of my budget on the days where you're getting the best results and less of my budget on the days where your results aren't as good as they could be on other days. So that's why I switch it to a lifetime budget. Let's see what we got done here. Anything good? Nothing good. We click continue. We go down to the ad itself, the ad creative. It's the ad level. So it's going to confirm the identity of the page. It's going to say, what's your format? Is it a carousel or a single image? I'll do a single image or video. It's fine. It pulled in my profile picture on purpose. I'm going to get rid of that. I got to choose my media. So like, here's where I'm going to upload an image or a video or something like that. I don't care. I'm just going to grab my headshot. You wouldn't do this, but that's not the point of my training right now. Here's where I add my caption text. So like I'll just leave that. Caption text about sellers or whatever. Let me see. I think I had one for you guys. Yeah, let me steal this one. All right, so copy that. We'll use this, okay? Have you heard home values in, since I did Nashville, we'll just say Nashville, just like this. Let's go up and add a photo. Let me get rid of that. Add media, add an image. Let's do a stock photo. I'm going to do, waiting for it, Nashville. Working on it here. It's loading. So there's actually Shutterstock has a relationship. You'll probably have to sign up for something to do this. I'll just choose this first one here from stock photos. Can I choose more than one? I can choose up to 6. And it will find which ones work best. I'm going to choose those 6. It'll rotate them and pick the one it likes best. So those are loading up, or I thought they were. In the meantime, while I'm waiting on that to load, let's go check your chat and make sure y'all are doing okay. Everybody live, excited, and full of energy? You guys doing okay right now? Getting some value? Give me some comments. Let me know. All right, let's see if it loaded up. It did. Okay, so it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got all these different ad variations, just like this. One of these images can't be used on Instagram because it's too small. I don't care. Just get rid of that. I could select a different one for Instagram, but whatever. I don't really care. It's probably not going to go on Instagram anyways because it's a lead form. So here's my text. Have you heard? Home values in Nashville have seriously skyrocketed and look as though they'll keep on that way. Get a fast and free property valuation report. Just click the button below and enter your address and that'll do it. Yes, I didn't think this through. This text is actually anticipating that it's not a lead form. This text, I need to modify this. Just get a fast and free property valuation. Just click the button below. Just click the button below, period. Let's leave it like that because I'm going to have a form pop up that wants more information, and that's a confusing script right there. So let's do that one. That's the primary text. I'm happy with that. Headlines. Let's go do this one. Calculate your home equity. Fine. So that's going to be that. description is what goes in below here. And let's change this to a desktop view so you can see more. So calculate your home equity. Why don't we say Nashville home values are soaring. That's lousy, but you get the gist. It's going to put that right down here, and then it's got to sign. Do not use a display link. We don't need one. It actually causes errors when you do a display link on a lead form ad. Let's change the call to action to say, what do I want? I want them to get a home valuation, so I'm going to say learn more. Yeah, learn more is good. So they click learn more, and when they click the learn more button, an instant form pops up. I got to make this instant form. So let's create a new form right here. I'm going to name this thing Marketing Stream 826. It says, what do I want? More volume or higher intent? I want higher intent. So this is how we get more middle of funnel listing leads. We're actually going to raise our cost per lead by doing this, but we're trying to shake off looky-loos and people who aren't really interested. That's what you said you wanted, was middle of funnel. Normally, I would never choose this option, but because your question is asking for it, you would say this. So then I'm going to just walk through this quick. You do your intro, like you can upload an image, and they're going to go through several screens here on their device or whatever, like whether it's desktop or mobile. What's the thing they're going to get? The greeting, the headline, a list of bullet points. What do they get? And then you go to questions, and it automatically has, you can move these around. Full name will auto-populate, email address. I can add one that says phone number. I can also add more details here. Description, I can add a description. I can add a custom question. So it can be an appointment request, conditional, short answer, multiple choice. I have options here. Here's the deal, and I'm almost done with this. The more questions you ask, the higher the cost per lead. Because now you're giving people, every single question you ask is giving somebody a reason to not finish, not finish, not finish, not finish. So if you want higher intent leads, make the form harder to fill out, which then will help, theoretically train Facebook to go find the right type of person for this. Now, I only did $10 a day, even though it was a lifetime budget, and they were predicting 2 to 13 leads or whatever it was. I'm probably going to want to increase my budget because they had not anticipated this here. I'm going to be basically throwing a wrench at their ability to lead generate because I'm making it harder for someone to complete. You got to add a privacy screen. This is where you can go get your disclaimer. Typically your website has one. Oh, that's cool. They got a slide to submit now. That's nice. There's a review screen that I added. That's what I added when I made it for higher intent, and then they complete and submit. And then once they've completed the form, I have a call to action button. They can download, call the business, view a website, and then I give the actual link they're going to go to, which is probably my home valuation tool. Here's the deal. Make sure if you send them to a home valuation landing page, it doesn't ask them for their contact info again. The only reason I chose the lead form here is because I have the ability here to add additional layers of questions for the sake of demo. If it were me actually doing this with a client, I probably would say, you know what, forget all this. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. Let's go back up to my campaign level. Let's choose traffic instead. And we're gonna just drive into my website and we're gonna go for link clicks. So now it's 118 to 341 link clicks instead of lead forms. And I would add the additional questions on the landing page to try to weed people out. And that way I still capture their address, even if they don't finish out with email address, phone number, and all those details. Let me just check the chat and make sure you guys are doing okay real fast. You guys doing all right? I hope so. We're digging in deep. There's not that many questions today, so I'm just going deeper on these things today. All right, can I do a second to geek out? Would that be okay? While I'm here in this campaign level for objective, I noticed something the other day that's new, and I haven't gotten to do a training on it yet, but I like it. When you choose traffic, meaning I want to get link clicks to my website, when you choose that as an objective, you can do all your targeting, yada, 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 whatever you want here. That's not my point. You're targeting and budgeting in the ad set level, but at the ad level, this better work for me. You set up your ad campaign, but I want you to see this. It's only there when you do traffic. There's an option for a phone call. Instead of the destination, the link click, the traffic, instead of driving traffic to a web page, you can actually make it that when they, let me just give you a sample here so you can see this. Add an image. Let me just do my face. I need to make this fast so I can get to the next question because this one's taking like 40 minutes. I can actually make it a call now button. So literally I can put in my phone number so that when they see the ad on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, wherever they are, they literally click the button and then ring, 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 it calls my phone. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, let me stop my share. Okay, let's go to question number 2. That was the first question. Let's go to question number 2. Probably gonna be the last question. Let's do, what YouTube tags work for real estate videos? Steel Realty Group asked this one. What YouTube tags work for real estate videos? Okay, so I wrote some remarks on this one. Let me review my notes. First things first, you should name your video. Like, what's the title of your video? Like, before you even make it. What are you gonna call the video on YouTube? And then start searching it. So like, for example, if I were to do that, let me put my screen share back up. If I were to do that, I might go over here and I might like start searching and seeing what pops up. And I use this tool called TubeBuddy, T-U-B-E, TubeBuddy. It's like $9 a month. It integrates here as an extension on Chrome, and it gives you a whole bunch of extra analytics to help you research what's the right keywords. And what you're looking for ideally is basically a keyword where there's low competition and a high search volume every single month. Because then that means you have a chance of creating a video that can actually be found. So the question was YouTube tags. So name the video first, do some research on what that query is. Because remember, like, the title of your video is one of the most paramount sections of your SEO on YouTube. YouTube's a search engine. So those keywords in your title will have a strong determination of what pops up here. Now, by the way, I typed in Nashville real estate. This is an aside. But as I look at this, actually, this is kind of crazy. So I did this same search last week, and this video, Nashville housing bubble, kept popping up. And I was using it as an example to my coaching clients to say, look, you're probably not going to click it. And the reason you're not going to click it is because there's no thumbnail. It doesn't look clickable. And I said, you watch, if that goes on long enough, if people keep searching Nashville real estate and there's 50,000 searches a month, if they keep searching it, and people keep glossing over the very first search result, the top search result, I was like, how's YouTube going to interpret that? And the answer is they're going to start to think that this video must not be very good to rank this high. And look, this week, now this dude who has a thumbnail is actually taking it over. He's now the #1 search. So I think it's coming true. So that's an aside, but remember, like, searching is not the end all be all. You've got to search, rank in the search, and they got to actually want to watch your video, which means your thumbnail really matters. So that's the first thing. Let me see what I wrote. So search the keywords first. In other words, are users actually searching for your video? I wrote down it's just supply and demand. So ideally, find a query where it's heavily searched, low competition. And also, if you're starting out on YouTube, I would look for what are called long tail keywords. So go after long, in other words, get really granular, really specific. Try to find it, because and the easiest way to do that is to use TubeBuddy. Really, all that matters is supply and demand. Are there enough searches for this search, and are there videos to supply and meet the demand for those searches? If not, then I should make that video. Let's keep rolling. What else did I write here? Okay, one thing to think about is, how do you normally see videos on YouTube? So normally videos, people find videos through search. They find videos through like the browse features. So if I go home, right here, like, look, I'm live right now. Like, this might be a way you find this video through these browse features, where you subscribe to. Some of you come to watch my videos because you've clicked the alerts to get notified. Like, you went to my channel, which you should do, and you went my channel, and you clicked on wherever it is, the little, it's down here somewhere. I don't know if I can see it in this screen, but there's a little get notifications bell, so that when I go live, it literally emails you straight from YouTube. So, think about, how are people finding your videos? And if you're relatively new to YouTube, chances are they're coming to you through search, which means you really need to be optimized for search. Do that analysis. As far as tags are concerned, this TubeBuddy to me is really critical. Let's go back to it. I kind of lost my place. I got too many things open right now. Okay. Why is this doing that? Those are thumbnails. You can double click any tag. Do you see how like TubeBuddy literally integrates with all this? So I can double click this tag right there, and it's going to pull up TubeBuddy analytics and see what tags it is. I can pull up a competitor's video and it will show me what tags they're using. And look, I've got a bad tag. Reason is because there's a lot of search volume, but it's extremely competitive. This keyword is super competitive, which means I'm getting squashed. And look, I made it my first tag, or my first or second tag. So I wonder how real estate agent marketing does by comparison. Let it load. Poor as well. So once again, I actually didn't have TubeBuddy until like today. So I'm going to start using TubeBuddy more because my tags suck. They're no good. End of day, you want to get tags where you stand a chance of ranking. It will literally tell you, TubeBuddy will literally tell you where you rank in the search results. So if you want to know what tags to get for real estate, man, use TubeBuddy. That's my short answer. Let me see. Did I miss anything else that I wanted to write? Oh yeah, as far as tags go, don't use like 50 tags on your videos. Use like 5 to 7, and you want to make sure that you do them by order of magnitude, because YouTube figures that your first tag is the most descriptive of what your video is about. If you put 50 tags on your video from YouTube standpoint, they're going to be like, what's this video really about? I'm confused. How's it about 50 things? 5 to 7 tags. All right, let me do this. I'm going to go through your comments real quick and see if there's any other questions that we can answer. And then I got one more bonus question that we'll try to do together if there's time, but there may not be. Dude, you're already good at all this stuff. I mean, maybe running ads, yeah, but your video today was I laughed out loud at your video today, Zachary. It was amazing, man. Let's see, what else did you guys ask? I'm looking. All right, so is this the only question right here from Elgin? How do you deal with irate customers? That's a loaded question, man. With irate customers, I guess I would ask the question is, why are they irate? What did you do? What did you do to make them so irate? I'll tell you how I deal with customers in general. I learned it in school, and I really do try to hold to it. I really try to hold to the principle, and it's cliche, the customer's always right. At the end of the day, I've talked to a lot of team leaders about employees who are mad. And I'm like, are you not paying them money? And they're like, well, I pay them great. And then I'm like, why are they mad then? They're getting paid to do this work. They should have a good attitude about it because they're being paid for a service. And I think about that in the sense of me. At the end of the day, my customers are paying me money. And because they're paying me money, it's not fair for me to expect anything from them. It's only fair for me to expect something of myself because they're paying me money to do this. Now, I can certainly appreciate there may be some customers that are just a lost cause and they're actually causing you to serve your other customers more poorly. And that's a different story. But at the end of the day, my answer is, how do I deal with the right customers? Is I try to figure out how I'm 100% responsible. Extreme ownership. That's my knee-jerk response on that one. Put in your questions, guys. If you have them, put them in the comments now. I'm going to do one more real fast. This one came in from Connor Shelton Remax. He wants me to audit. He's got a Facebook page. Let's go audit his Facebook page, and then we're out for the day. I've got it loaded up right here. It's called Eat Cam Loops, which is where he's at. Let me get rid of this. So let's just kind of call a spade a spade. What this is, just for anybody watching, is he's got a page on Facebook, and I also noticed there's a Facebook group that's pretty active that really has nothing to do with real estate. This is about restaurants, food and beverage in his market. So we would call this not a business page. We'd call this a community page, which one of the cool things about community pages is they're not bound technically by the same special ad category policies, which means I can target differently so long as the content is not housing related whatsoever. But the cool thing is on the back end, when it comes to remarketing people who have shown interest in what I'm doing, I can actually remarket people who have engaged on this page from a different page when I run the ads. So they kind of, on the back end of Facebook ads, all the pages that you own share data. Anyways, let's just take a peek at this thing. The about looks good. So first thing up here is Eat Cam Loops. That's a nice logo, but it's the same as the profile icon. So Connor, if you're watching, what I would do is a video up here. Let me just actually, just do like a video. Some type of a reel or a channel trailer or something like that would look great at the top. This is okay, although I would probably get a zoomed in version so that I can't read Cam Loops in that profile icon. So I'd probably zoom in and crop a little bit just so I can see that better. I like your name. You got the name, that's good. Eat Cam Loops, your URL looks good. Let's see. A place to discuss Cam Loops restaurants, swap recipes, and discuss all things food. Watch our videos, that's great. Good engagement. Got good reply times. You listed your Gmail right there, which is brave and good of you. You actually listed yourself as a real estate agent, which is interesting. I think it's good, but that does call me into questioning the whole thing I just said about community group versus business page. You may indeed be bound by special ag categories, which are all North America, though slightly different. I would delete this photo right here because you've done no photos. This photo right there needs to go, the default E for your profile. Your engagement is stellar. I don't know if you put money behind this or not, but the engagement is stellar. 56 shares tells me that it's doing well organically. People seem to really like your content. I watched one of your videos. It looks good. You haven't posted in a while, so it doesn't look like you're posting that often. So I might try to figure out if these are labor-intense videos, what other content can I supplement to try to be posting at least a few times a week, 2 or 3 times a week. This was July 24th. This is nice. This one didn't get any engagement. Hardly, which makes me think that this one didn't have money and this one had money. So I would ask myself the question about what do I need to do to make that get engagement? Because I ask this question a lot when I teach Marketing Edge. If a tree falls in the forest and nobody's around to watch it fall, did it make a sound? And the answer is, well, nobody was around, so nobody can say. And when I think about your marketing, if I make a video, if I send an email, if I distribute a postcard and nobody actually knows that I did it have an impact in terms of my overall marketing? And the answer is no. If people don't see it on Facebook, don't watch it on Facebook, it has no marketing benefits to you. Okay, let's keep going. Related pages, add to your business. Nope. Content, looked at that. Let's see what else we got here. Reviews. Do you have any reviews? I'd get some recommendations and reviews from some folks who are looking at this stuff. The about, let's look at that. There's your, straight up put your phone number. You're brave, videos, more, photos, community. What's going on in the community? I would also try to drive some community, some user-generated content. So my audit is make this cropped in so I can read it better. Get a channel trailer video here. Try to sort out why you're getting poor engagement on some of your other content. You need more content than you've got right now. And get some user-generated content on top of it. That's my audit. All right, let me go back to StreamYard. All right, guys. Any other comments or questions for me today? All right, so Sharon asks, can you give me recommendations for my YouTube channel? Sharon, I have a meeting I have to go to. Let's do it really fast. What's it called? Put it in the chat really quick. What's it called? I'm going to start going. I'm going to search for Sharon : what is it called? Miami Homes. Sharon, if you're watching, I need to know what it is. I haven't found it yet, which might be my first. Oh, I found it. All right, let me share my screen. Let's look at this thing. Quick audit. Okay, so here it is. Actually, somebody's running ads, probably on that Miami Homes keyword. It's my best guess. That's ironic. Ask Bob. He's running ads, maybe against you. I don't know. Here we go. Probably against Miami Homes. That's you. Okay. Let's peek at this thing. So you got 181 subscribers.
I'm Sharon Colon, and I'm not here to talk about me.
There's your channel trailer. You got your channel art up here. You got your links. Looks pretty good. You got the subscribe info thing. Looks pretty good. Let's see your channel. You've got 1.73 thousand views. You've posted 45 videos. This is YouTube, or sorry, TubeBuddy right there. You've had 297 people in the past 30 days and 5 videos posted in the past. You got pretty good posting. So you're posting weekly. It's good. You're outpacing, or you were outpacing some competition. Let's see what else we got. Channel trailer. We need to improve the lighting, I think. Your thumbnails are eye-catching. That's good. You are posting quite a number. I would probably make this a vertical scroll. So like if you go to, let me show you on my own. Let me go to back. Let me go to my channel. I'll show you this. So on my channel, if you go to, let me go to customize channel. And so for returning subscribers, for new visitors. So for returning subscribers, I've got my featured content up top. I'm live right now. Past streams. If you click edit on this, I've made it, that's a horizontal row. I think it's vertical if you do the for new visitors. I thought it was vertical. Huh, it's horizontal. But this, my uploads is vertical. all I'm getting at is you have the choice to make, if you want to make your content look like there's more content, you can do a vertical scroll versus horizontal scroll, just so I can keep scrolling and go down more and feel like I can scroll. Let's just watch one quick video and see what we got.
If you have been house hunting for weeks and noticed
I'm hearing a lot of echo in the room. We're going to work on that.
a multiple, everyone in today's market may have.
All right, it's loading up. Just in the interest of time, it looks like you're doing some nice job in terms of editing, scrolling in and scrolling out. That's nice. I would get a little bit, your audio seemed a little bit low, but then again, that could just be my settings and I'm trying to screen share and everything. Your lighting is okay. It's a little dim and your room is a little boomy. So if you can treat the acoustics a little bit, maybe like cover up the drywall a little bit with blankets or something like that are out of frame, I think that would help. Whew. Okay, that was a mouthful. Okay, let me get rid of that question. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. I'll post my remarks in the description on YouTube and on Facebook. Grateful for you guys watching. If you would, on your way out, please tag a friend who could maybe go back and watch this and may benefit in watching this, and then keep a lookout. We'll do this every week or every 2 weeks, roughly. Next week, we're doing our Tom Ferry Success Summit, so I don't have one next week. I'm gonna be doing that with Tom. And then we'll probably circle back the week following, but I hope you got value today. I hope you're leveraging the opportunities in the grand world of marketing, because there's a lot out there. Thank you guys. Tag somebody on the way out. If you haven't subscribed or followed one of my pages, it'd be awesome if you did, and turn the notifications on. Thanks very much. Have a great day. See you, everybody.